tank. You're at the Tank Museum. What on earth is this one? This one's, most of you out there will recognise it. It's a Jeep. This particular Jeep was actually made after the Second World War by a French company called Hotchkiss. But the Jeep is a brilliant piece of American engineering. Back in the 30s, America, small army, Senate, the government doesn't want to spend much money on the military, but it spends a little bit of money on research. So off they go away, they test things in case a war came, and then they were going to throw money at the problem. That's how the Americans thought they were going to fight a war. And one of the tests they do, they see in Britain, the British Army up on Salisbury Plain is driving around in little Austin 7 cars, really tiny little car, using them as scout cars. Literally 2 soldiers can come along, pick it up and carry it over a wall, and off they go the other side. The Americans like the look of that. They think, what a great idea. So they actually buy some Austin 7 cars, they trial it themselves out in America, and then they go to American industry with the idea, we're going to need something like this. So they go to some of those American companies, Bantam, Willy's, there's a company that ends up becoming Willy's Jeeps, and they basically put a proposal to them, and they get bits from each of the different companies and end up coming up with this, which is the Jeep that we're very familiar with. 6,000 Jeeps to the French to help them rebuild their army. Half those Jeeps didn't work. They basically scrapped them, but they take all the spare parts to keep the others going. And then Hotchkiss, a French car company, basically comes along and says, well, actually, we're now going to have to remanufacture parts. And they go to the Americans and they get a license for building whole Jeeps. And if you fancy a Jeep, in the old days they used to be quite cheap. I think they were about £500 back in the 70s. Nowadays they're about £20,000 for a really good one. But if you buy a Hotchkiss Jeep, because it was made after the war, it's of a better build standard. The metal is thicker on a Hotchkiss Jeep than it is on a normal wartime one, where they were just done in mass production, simple as can be. These are slightly better built and more sophisticated. Now, in the Second World War, for every soldier in the front line, or the fighting arms, there was about 7 or 8 soldiers keeping that soldier fighting. So another thing you can see a Jeep for covers off as well. A bit like, we'll see another vehicle in a while, logistics. How do you keep a soldiers in the field going? And that takes a